Christmas is pretty much on upon us, and look, I know that if you are watching this, you or someone you know is had a lot of great success on the carnivore diet or keto or whatever, and you're planning to have a cheat day on Christmas. I get it, and you're not planning to do what a lot of you see a lot of times by I think the wiser people who just decide they're going to lighten up a little bit, which is they cheat by like we'll call it one step. So they go from carnivore to like they have a ketovore day, where they'll have like a keto treat or something on Christmas, but otherwise they keep it carnivore. No, you're not planning on that. You're planning on having some pecan pie or peach cobbler on Christmas. You're planning on having all the dairy and all the other stuff that you normally don't eat, and you don't care. You know that your plan is to have your day, drink your eggnog and all the rest of it, and then come back to carnivore the next day. Okay, I know that I probably can't talk you out of it. So I'm here today to not enable you to have your cheat day. I will never do that. And I'm not going to judge you for it either. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions. No carnivore influencer, real or otherwise, has the authority to impose upon you what you're going to eat. You are an adult. You make your decisions. You make your bed and you lie in it. You know this. We do this every day in every other aspect of our life. So instead today I'm going to tell you 10 things that are going to happen when you have your cheat day, or at least could happen, depending on how severe your cheat is. And we will first, of course, give an honorable mention to item number 0. So I guess you could call this 10 plus 1. And that is if you're planning on a single cheat meal on Christmas, it could turn into more than that in that simple day. It could turn into you have your cheat meal and then you discover that, hey, the 7-Eleven down the road or whatever is open. You go down and you buy a bunch of cookies and donuts and other things that weren't on plan, and you binge. That could happen. Been around in the diet community long enough, tried every single diet to know this can happen. So be cautious. The first thing you're probably going to have happen is you're going to get an upset stomach. If you've been doing carnivore, keto, or anything like that for a long time, and then you dump a bunch of carbs down your neck, guess what's going to happen? You're going to discover that you don't have the microbiome really to handle that stuff anymore. In plain terms, your stomach's not equipped to deal with it anymore. So you're going to have an upset stomach. How severe? Each person's different in this. But this is something that you will have happen, almost certainly, especially if you've been doing this diet for a long time and you've had a real cheat. So beware, because this could lead to number 2. That's diarrhea. Maybe not that day, maybe not the next day. In fact, you may go an unusually long time without passing solid waste. It happens. Your stomach is not equipped to deal with this stuff. And then when you go, it's messy. It's not fun. And again, this has to do with the microbiome. This has to do with your gut health. All these things. The carnivore diet is wonderful. It gives you like a great healthy gut for a proper human diet, but you haven't stuck improper things down your neck in a long time, and so here's where you are. You're dealing with the consequences of it, and this is going to be the most overt physical manifestation of it. The least fun one, too. It'll remind you of your early days on carnivore when your stomach was cleaning itself out of all the junk that it didn't need anymore when you're eating the ribeyes and bacon and eggs and butter and ground beef and all the other things that are actually on the proper human diet. So beware, diarrhea might be your unwelcome visitor on the morning of December 26th. 3, the cravings you're hoping to satiate that you've been had just pushed away, that you've been good about the rest of this time, those cravings that you're trying to get rid of will actually be made worse. Like I said, I've done carnivore, keto, and all this other stuff for a long, long time. I've had cheat days in the past. Don't advocate them for a reason, because those cravings you're dealing with, you probably just need to do is go eat a 2-pound ribeye steak or a picanha or something, some fatty cut of red meat to take care of the problem instead of eating the apple fritter or whatever you're planning to have. Because what's going to end up happening is we're all hooked on sugar. All of us are. If you're watching this video, hi, my name is Anthony, and I'm a sugar addict. Haven't had sugar in a while. That doesn't matter. I guarantee you, if I had sugar right now, it wouldn't go from one whatever peanut butter cup, we'll say. It would turn into a cascading thing of things until I finally put my foot down and stopped. The cravings you were trying to satiate will be made worse, not better. So be prepared for that. Number 4, as a consequence of that, your cheat day may turn into a cheat week. You're gonna be thinking, man, I love those mashed potatoes I had on Christmas for Christmas dinner. You know what it really likes right now is some Chinese food, some pizza or lasagna or bangers and mash, whatever it is for you. And then it'll turn from that to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. When it's easier, just leave it all behind. This is how things get derailed in a very serious way for a lot of people who do, carnivore, keto, anything. Is your cheat day might turn into a cheat week because it becomes very easy to rationalize after the first bite of that donut to keep going. The consequence of that is weight gain. If you have one cheat meal, you might have temporary water weight. A couple of days in a row, probably temporary water weight, especially if you don't really go overboard, because one of the things that's going to happen is your stomach's not really equipped to deal with all this stuff, so you're going to feel artificially full as your stomach is trying to figure out how to deal with this stuff. But you'll gain weight, especially, and it could be very real weight if it's longer than, a day or two. Because again, your cheat day will turn into probably a cheat week, many such cases. So you'll probably undo some of the weight loss you've had. And this is number 6. If it wasn't weight loss you're doing carnivore for, it's management of Hashimoto's or some other chronic problem. It could be a return to your various ailments that you cured or managed with carnivore, and with a vengeance. I've seen stories online of people who were controlling their eczema with this, and that rash came back and with a vengeance because they had a cheat day or a cheat meal or a cheat few days, as such things happen because it's holidays. You're getting invited to all sorts of parties and work functions and get-togethers with friends, and you're seeing the new coffee shop in town opened up, and they've got some weird sugary holiday thing flavored like elves from the North Pole or something. I don't know. And you said you want to try it, and you do, and now all of a sudden, boom, 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 here goes the domino effect. Part of the consequence of this is going to be weakened willpower. I mean, this goes kind of into the cheat day turns into a cheat week thing. It's going to be harder for you to resist future temptations. I mean, after all, you gave in once. Why not again? Well, what's the harm in having the fill in the blank treat when it's offered to you? Your willpower will be weakened. This is going to translate into all sorts of other fun areas of your life, by the way. Mind, body, and the soul are all connected. Got to treat them all with respect. Number 8, could turn into loss of sleep. How fun is it sleeping with an upset stomach? It isn't. How fun is it sleeping when your stomach is roiling from the effects of dumping things into it that shouldn't be there anymore? It's not. Your body may not be used to all this energy. I mean, look, when the only carbs you're getting like 1.5 net carbs a day because you ate 6 eggs. Or you're eating a couple net carbs a day because you had some liver. Whatever way you do carnivore, when your body's used to that, suddenly dumping 150 grams of sugar into your body is a great way to have your heart racing all day. There are real consequences to this, folks. Proceed with caution. Number 9, this is going to sound weird to you, but this one is from my past when I had cheat days in the past, and I know this one all too well. You will probably have poor performance in the gym. I know that sounds weird. People talk about sugar loading and targeted keto, cycling keto, eating, a little bit of berries or a couple gummy bears before they go hit the weights and they get a nice energy boost. I can tell you from experience that, yeah, that can happen. But I can tell you from experience that the next day after having a cheat meal, the body feels weird, everything is unaligned, and it doesn't work out quite the way you expect. I'll give you an example of this. I had a day where I went in and expected to, I had just hit a PR, a personal record for a deadlift. And I thought, well, I had just had a cheat day the day before, had all those extra carbs in my system. This next weight should be easy. I couldn't even get the bar off the ground when I went to try it. Couldn't tell you why. The only variable that was different was the cheat day beforehand. I had thrown my body's equilibrium off. Everything was thrown off. And with the harder the lift, or the harder the thing you're trying to do, the more likely it is to impact it. I would not recommend a cheat day, for instance, if you've been good as a carnivore, before you try to go on a 20-mile, high-intensity bike ride. Wouldn't recommend it. Could be bad. You may have a very rough time. Number 10, final step here, the rationalization of staying on your sugar binge. You're going to try to talk yourself into it. You may have, I remember once I had this overthought of, diet's done. This is, I will find a way to manage this. It's practically like the devil whispering over your shoulder. The rationalization of staying on your sugar binge. That is going to happen when you have a cheat day, especially if it turns into more than one cheat day. Now, many of you are going to have a cheat meal, and the next day you'll be back on carnivore, and everything will be fine. But some of you won't. Some of you are going to rationalize yourself staying on the binge for a few days until you just feel like absolute garbage. It's going to happen. And that's why I implore you to be careful. If I can't talk you out of not having the cheat meal at Christmas, at least please be careful. Please take this whatever steps you need necessary so that the next morning, instead of pouring the bowl of cinnamon toast crunch or making the run to the local donut shop, whatever bad idea comes to mind, crack open some eggs, cook a big old 20-ounce ribeye steak, and that sounds good, some bacon, and you have yourself a nice normal carnivore breakfast, and you get back on plan. Water weight will disappear, probably, pretty quickly, usually how it works. But if you let it go more than that one meal, it could get bad. I actually have a video about how to get back on track that I did recently after a cheat meal. You may want to go review it. Let me know if you can think of anything else that'll happen if you have anything else that might happen to a person who indulges in a cheat meal. And I'm not saying don't have a Merry Christmas. Don't enjoy the day. Again, I am not going to make that decision for you, and I'm not going to chastise you for it either. It's not my job. It's no one's job. The 1.5 million cat follower, YouTube carnivore influencer. It's not their job to shame you either. You make your decisions for yourself. Just be prepared for the consequences. Forewarned is forearmed. It's prepared. So let me know in the comments if you can think of anything else that might happen when you have a cheat meal. Anything else you've seen, maybe in your own past, things you've seen with friends. Let me know in the comments, please. Like and subscribe if you haven't. It really does help. It's just sharing this on social media that helps enormously as well. I'm Anthony Stine, the Practical Carnivore. Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.